Oh Lord, we up, we're popping. Family's going down tonight. Yes it is. But first, you know what we got to do. Let's get these lines open. I need them smoking hot tonight, family. We need them smoking hot tonight. Why y'all spinning on me like you're dying? I don't understand why you crying. Stop lying. My internet is okay. Paid the bill just yesterday. Let's get it. Why my messages ain't going out? The message go out? Maybe the message ain't go out. Super phone. How you doing? I sent the message out. I ain't see it pop up. Anybody get the message? Yes, nah. Say, no, it ain't sent a message out. I said, what's up? Why the message is not working? Oh, man. I am disappointed. I am flabbergasted. The messages ain't go out. But first, family, let me let you know you are now rocking with the best. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I'm your host, Brother Hatim, and this is Tribal Quotes. We are on day 29, and this is day 4 for me on this 21-day journey. And it's a Heart of a Simple production. We strive to blow up all your old paradigms. Let me see what's going on here with my... They still got the messages quite caged. I don't understand. So they probably go out after the show or some shit like that. You know how stuff works. So let me get hydrated a little bit. Family, I want to welcome everybody to Tribal Quotes, where, of course, we take the time to break down some ancient wisdom from the ancestors and from others. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe that wisdom can be found anywhere, right? So we're gonna pick up the wisdom that we can. We're gonna use it. We're gonna apply. We're gonna apply the wisdom to. We're gonna apply the wisdom to our lives. Oh no! Why did cancel? No! 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 Don't cancel! No! Oh, you fucker, man! Good God Almighty! All right. My G&J list, I'm sorry, it didn't. It canceled the message on me. I don't know what in the world. Why would you do that? All right. So that means that these should be out already then. No. Okay. All right. It is what it is. Look like it's gonna be us. It's gonna be a quick show. Message ain't go out. I'm gonna complain. And that's it. All right, tonight, on my fast, I told you I'll be exploring different things. What I'm bringing to you right now is this stuff called embryo chrysanthemums. Right? Experiment with them. Never go to the grocery store hungry, which I did. Right? They make a nice tea. We're about to sample the tea. They say the tea is nice. Looked it up. Said it does some good things. We're going to check it out. I tasted it when it was a little bit hot. Tasted like medicine. But hey, that'll be one of the subjects that we do for one of the morning shows. We'll look it up and we're going to discuss it. Right? Some of the health benefits, some of the ups and some of the downs. And I'll let y'all know how it does a body. Right? How it does my body. So, I'm running late because I was getting my tea bags together. And I'm moving to another tea, a higher level tea. So this is higher than Sencha. I ain't even going to say what the name of this tea is, right? A little bit more expensive. A lot more tea per bag, right? So it's like if it only took 2 grams of Sencha, this one takes 5 grams per cup. 5 grams of tea per cup. And it has a few extra benefits that hopefully we be able to unlock with this with this fermenting process, so that I could bring the people that trust me and purchase the product, that trust me enough to purchase the product, to bring it to them. I don't know what the hell is going on, family. I apologize. All right, so without any further ado, it's kind of good because I need to go. I need to get some sleep anyway, and I need to do some more research. I got a magazine that I'm going to look at. It's called Better World. They're talking about the road to food sovereignty, and I'm gonna take some pictures of the gardens, of the Cleves Garden. I'm gonna take a picture of the gardens at the school so that y'all can see what we working on. One of the reasons that I'm pushing for doing a market is one, that markets have always been at the center of our culture. Trade has always been at the center of our culture, and we need to bring that back. Ujamaa has always been in a sense, the heartbeat of the community. And in every city that you go to, we had markets. People would gather, different people would gather, and the markets would be a place usually where there would be peace. And you have a bunch of different people bartering and trading. So we're going to set up a market. But the major reason I want to do it is because we have young people who are working on gardening at this point in time, trying to master the skill. And what they are doing now is that they are growing kale, they're growing mustards, they're growing some collards, they're growing some herbs, radishes, tomatoes, and in the market we're gonna be able to sell it. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of the greens we're gonna be able to sell. So people are gonna be able to come to the market and know that they are getting fresh greens that are being grown by our young people. Now, of course, we ain't gonna be able to compete with Kroger's because Kroger's go out there and buy all them goddamn greens in bulk and bring them back and give you. But one thing that we can guarantee is the fact that you will have high quality and very fresh food. Some of it's gonna be cut off the tower the very day that we sell it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is develop a list to let people know that the market is going on. Let people know about the market. We already got a list of 100, but for some reason my damn list ain't working. You know, today maybe they're having some problems. I don't know, but I ain't mad. We'll see in the morning. We gonna see in the morning, right? Because we sending Texas out every day. So what we're gonna do, without any further ado, is there anything that? All right, I've been checking out some videos by this brother by the name of Tommy Curry, and man, if you haven't seen some of Tommy Curry's stuff, you might really want to check it out. Tommy Curry's good. He wrote a book called Man Not. I first heard about him on Yvette Carnell's show Breaking Brown, and I started listening to the brother, and right, I'm talking about some real good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Amos Wilson with a particular focus. Those that know who Amos Wilson is, you'll understand why I'm excited to listen to this dude. And I'm gonna finish some of them tomorrow. We have a couple of meetings. We are going to be, for the first time, be able...
This call is being recorded.
We are going to be able to provide employment for some of our young people. And I'm not talking about like where they got the summer job thing. We're going to be able to do it through these greens and stuff that we're growing. Who's on the line?
This is Shaka.
What's up, Shaka? What's going on your side of the world, my friend?
My brother, I'm just looking at all the potential, trying to make sure that we have enough diligence within our organization to carry out and optimize not just the profitability, but the sustainability of our community, of our tribe, of our peoples. Good evening.
Well said, my brother. Well said.
Yes.
And I believe that we do. And even if we don't, we work with those that do. Because oftentimes you have some people that are imposters, right? And you have to be able to work through. So I'm just drinking.
Well,
go ahead.
And here's the other piece about it, man, is that I think that I don't know in our principal system where to really emphasize this point, but I think that majorly in the universe is calling on this for me, a state of humility. In the sense that sometimes when our process does not function the way that it's supposed to, or our people do not act the way they're supposed to, we have to have a sense of humility and being honest with ourselves and say, you know what, you're right, and I was wrong. You know, because only through that will we get to the next level. But if we keep banging our head against the same brick wall, you know, the rest of that. And I guess what I'm saying is that this is the point. This is the point for me where, and when I heard you respond to something I said yesterday, I think that it's time for us to be more transparent, especially when we disagree. You know, and once again, I remember when Obama did his inauguration speech. The one thing that stuck out in that frail moment in America where half America didn't know what was going to happen next, and half of it was just brilliantly charged up, right? Obama said, I will listen to you, especially when we disagree. And I think that something is pulling that energy into the universe right now, where we have to admit when we're wrong. We have to admit when we're wrong because we desire to get right. And sometimes, you know, especially if we observe our enemy, we'll have our answer right then and there. So, yeah. So I thought I'd put that out there for you. Did you get the little the thing that I sent the redneck guy who was talking about the fear of white America.
Yeah, that's an older one. Give me Gina.
Oh.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Give me that bowl and the spoon, please.
Oh, okay. No, my bad. I thought I was sharing a
Maybe it is a newer one.
That brought a lot of enlightenment to me, actually.
The white bag. Plain bag.
And the thing is that listening to that.
Plastic bag, baby. Go ahead.
Listening to that, it gave me permission to be me. In a sense that a lot of my people that I move in a certain way for. So, a lot of the things that, when I say for, understand that a lot of things that I've gone through in my lifetime, I've gone through intentionally. You
need spoons.
So that other people won't have to. So that other people wouldn't have to suffer the same way that I have, And so when I do these things, hold on.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, I know. My mind's buffering right now.
Don't worry about it. My kids is buffering too. All right, y'all need spoons. Go on over there. Get the scissors. I'm trying to do ambrosia and this at the same time. So you left the scissors up there on the counter, Gina. So we trying to get the tea ready. And I moved to another tea. I moved from Sencha to another style of tea. No, you ain't.
Yeah, so I
look in the sink, Gina.
I happened to get another 3 gallons of that red June together. And tonight I'm going to go ahead and put on 10 gallons so that when I skate out of Cleveland and come back, I got a batch waiting for me. So any requests that might come from the network, please let me know. This is a constant thing for me right now. I really feel like it's time to bring the best of both worlds, Cleveland and Columbus, and start, getting this rhythm together. You know what I mean? We got some A1 players there, and we got some A1 players here. So right now, all of the events that I'm doing is to be able to get y'all charged up and to introduce y'all to one another. So June 28th, remember I said I was going to do a Juneteenth piece, and it didn't end up happening on, for the Juneteenth weekend coming up. But I set it for the 28th, which is a Thursday, from 6 to 9 here in Cleveland. And I will be in Columbus this weekend, God willing.
It'd probably be better to do next weekend because I'm going to have my meeting. So we'll be at the school all day. This weekend, nothing's popping off. So fill the bags up full, please. And be careful. All right, because this tea is expensive.
Well, you know what? What's interesting, man, is that at the Malcolm X Festival, I met a sister who had a booth across from me in the corner. I think she had some kind of cosmetic.
Right.
And we spoke for a brief moment after the festival, and realized that one of her major objectives is my major objective, and I just stated it. Being able to, get more of the artist community together from Cleveland and Columbus or whatnot. And this weekend, she happens to have a little wine cipher.
Right.
Over at Baba Shango. So
yeah.
I was hoping that. What's that?
Yeah, man. Now that might be the, you know what I'm saying, if they'll let you in and let you get some samples out, you might be, man. Yeah. I mean, because I tell them honestly, at the same spot that she's doing it, we talked maybe 6 months ago about me jumping into Columbus and doing that. Exactly. Hey, family, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but I can't pronounce this right now. It's called, Chrysanthemum, embryo chrysanthemum. Cool. Good job, Gina. Hold on. I got to tie a bag. See, We up here getting ready to do some fermenting around these parts. You know, Brother Hatim was down for a moment, but we will be back in production now. Family, the only bad news is that once again, because the tea is such a good quality, I may have to raise my price. So, but already we raised the price because it's $5 a bottle. If you buy more than 10 bottles, 10 or more, you get them at $3 a piece. A gallon I will let go at $25. So, good job.
Damn.
What?
25 a gallon.
25 a gallon. Ain't making a lot.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? We trade. We literally trade, man. It's like I believe in the product. I believe that in time. You know what I'm saying? Because especially because you popped me off on these wine bottles. So now I'm gonna have a special blend and I'm gonna be putting in the wine bottles eventually. Here, put this on the table.
Goodness. Now, see that part. See,
Here.
Here's the thing, man. I get it, and that's why I started with the wine bottles. Is because I wanted people to realize that what they were getting was an elixir. Now I moved to the brown bottle because it's more practical. But those, in terms of branding, I definitely have to get a label. So that's what I'm going to end up doing for the 22-ounce bottles, is get a label. Because, understand this. I was doing those wine bottles, which are 22-ounce bottles for 20.
Mm-hmm.
And people wasn't even questioning it because they knew what was inside and they saw the decor. They're like, man, it looks like it's worth $20. Some homemade, man, here's your 20. Now, piece is, do the same thing with one of those beer bottles, a 22-ounce beer bottle.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna want it for 5 or 10 because it's just a beer bottle, right? But the piece is that the beer bottle hold more pressure than
right.
The champagne.
Well, no, I found champagne bottles that will sustain the pressure, so we can let it sit. And then we better put it in the because champagne bottles are I ain't gonna say shatterproof, but they're designed to hold more pressure than any other bottle.
Champagne bottles, you mean?
Oh yeah, the champagne, the real.
So here's the thing: the champagne bottles, I agree with you. We won't get them at the same price as we was getting those because I was getting those at Dollar Tree.
Right. Oh, but
for $1. Now, but the other piece is that the champagne corks that I'm using, you won't get that kind of pressure buildup with those corks. You got to get a real corker. So I agree with you. It'll hold a lot more pressure and do the job, but we just need to invest in the corker. Mm-hmm.
I prefer the one that you. I prefer the ones you can slide off. Gina, you about to get embarrassed on in front of the nation. Keep it up. Give me that. Give me that one bag right there. No, that bag that's full. Right, yeah. Hit her again. It's going. Oh well, cool. Then you let me know. I dispense the discipline around here. Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey family. Real life. Hey, give me the scissors. Here, give me another bag. Yeah, I'm doing child labor.
Hey, so that what? They helping you with the fermenting?
Oh yeah. They help me bottle. They help me with the tea bags.
Oh, that's what's up.
Sasha, you ready to go to bed? You don't start. You gonna have to suck that up. All right, so here we go. Family. We about to break open the book. Shouts out to Miss CeeLo. I see you out there.
What's up, CeeLo?
So we family, this chrysanthemum or whatever, this is good, and it's a light green tea, and I think I might be able to make some ambrosia out of this. A nice little.
Talking about that Central?
It's called it's spelled CHRY chrysanthemum. Man,
Louise.
Dude.
Did you check in with Brother Pete about the dandelion?
No. I ain't been over there yet. I gotta take Cleve over to get a haircut. Which one is Brother Pete? The one you stay with when you come?
No, the slim brother.
Cool. I know exactly because he's in there when I go in there. Excellent barber, man. Excellent barber. He hooked me up one time, man. I was like, man, you know, I'm just loyal. You know what I'm saying? But hey, honor, loyalty, and sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
Three of those pillars of that Gye-Nyame family, right? That Black Phoenix tribe, you know. So, you know, we the Gye-Nyame, we Gye-Nyame tribe. Shaka do the Black Phoenix. Now check this out. Shaka had the Black Phoenix. We had the Gye-Nyame tribe. We ran into each other. Both of us had a fascination with phoenixes. He named his organization the Black Phoenix, and the symbol of Gye-Nyame, the totem animal for Gye-Nyame, is the phoenix. Because we both understand the power of the resurrection, which is why we call on that phoenix. Because you could burn us to a crisp, or we could burn ourselves to a crisp. But you know what? We always gonna rise. So now what we about to do is we about to get into these. Oh, good job, good job. We about to get up into these quotes and proverbs real quick. Had this discussion. Then I'm gonna go and start my water. My water already poured. I just gotta go and put them in right. Make sure everything is good. Make sure it's floating right if it floats. Yeah. Let me flip it. Good observation.
I already flipped mine.
Here. All right, so here we go, family. Day 29. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. That's Thomas Edison. Let me know if these sound familiar, Shaka. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. In character, in manner, in style, in all things, the supreme excellence is simplicity. And this one says, the fetus that is afraid of criticism is never born. That's from Burundi. Damn, this tea is good. Ain't got no sugar in it or nothing. I think we gonna work with that there. Gonna be expensive though. But ooh. Yeah, Shaka. I'm gonna try to say something for you. Cause you know, this is day 4, family. I'm going through the lag. I'm dragging a little bit, but my mind was sharp as hell today. I mean, I finished some projects. Once again, I'm telling y'all, we trying to work on this market. Yeah, and then at the market, we'll be able to do the sips. You know, we better have entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Bring it here. Ooh, I ain't gonna be able to unknot that, Gina G. That's too small. And I don't have my glasses. So I will work it out. Go and finish filling it up. And I will work it out, okay? Alright. So, which one should we start with, Shaka? Which one you want to start with?
You know, the first one sound like a conversation we just had. Let's knock that one out of the box because while I got this buffering going on, let me bring some newness into it. But go ahead.
Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. That's from Thomas Edison, the thief.
Thomas Edison. Interesting quote from Thomas Edison. And he could have very well been talking about Tesla. Because if you remember, if I got the story right, Tesla wanted everyone in humanity to be able to access this electrical power for the benefit of humanity. Edison wanted to take credit and wanted selfish gain. He wanted to regulate it so that he could make money from it. The thing is that Tesla, being a passionate humanitarian, did not necessarily have the legal expertise to be able to patent electricity and patent these inventions the way that Edison did. And so Edison took all of Tesla's research and had it patent under his name.
I don't know about that. Some of the stuff, yeah. Now the electrical piece, Edison and Tesla fell out because Tesla was talking about using alternating current. Edison was talking about using direct current because all of the stuff that he had invented relied on direct current at that time. So he went and tried to destroy Tesla's reputation and everything that Tesla was trying to build by saying that AC or alternating current was unsafe. We see who won that argument because the only thing we got direct current for is these little devices with these batteries. So the direct current only allows a charge to travel maybe about half a mile before it runs out. The alternating current, Tesla was able to lay out about 400 miles of wires and get it to everybody. Now his goal was to get this basically as a gift for humanity and everybody have energy and stuff like that. But Thomas Edison and the banker boys that was financing all of his experiments, that was making big money, they ain't like that. Especially Mr. J.P. Morgan. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. And I was hearing about the conversation where they actually offered Tesla a sizable what do you call it, a royalty, if you will, and he declined it. I didn't understand that part of the story, but the whole piece that I bring, the fact that Edison, we're talking about this quote, is that on one hand, I feel like Edison really could have pulled this protege aside and said, listen, if you do it this way and that way, or X, Y, and Z, then this is what you get, and we can move together. But it didn't work out that way.
No.
And so let me ask you this: before I even conclude, what do you think the factor was that made Tesla such a god awful businessman?
Well, first off, all the backers were behind Edison. All the money was behind Edison. Edison already had equipment set up to take advantage of the direct current. They had at that time probably millions of dollars invested in his idea and how to use electricity, and he wanted to make it expensive enough so that he could make money. So the issue is that Tesla couldn't be bought. You understand what I'm saying? Tesla was he was a stand-up dude, right? You know what I'm saying? According to the stuff that I've been reading and hearing about. And he this is something for humanity, blah, blah, blah. And he started going into different experiments. But I think this quote is applicable for all of us. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Many of us, we stop short. We stop because of people talking. We stop because of what we think people are thinking about. And we move into our childlike state where we think that we are the center of the world, and we honestly think that everybody's talking about us. Now, the one thing that a lot of successful people, that we have to do as an individual and that we have to do as a group, we got to stop giving a damn what people think about us. Because a lot of times the way you think people are thinking about you, or you think people talking about you, and even if they are, you know what I'm saying? You allow that to take you off course. You allow that to get you to stop or to change course. And we be so close to success as groups, as individuals, right? Because it's like for me every week, I'm trying to do some type of repair job for groups that I'm in. I'm trying to find peace. Sometimes I have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure that everybody, I'm trying to hold people in because we're so close. We're so close. We can't stop now. Okay, I mean, I don't give a damn how you feeling. You know what I'm saying about such and such. I don't give a damn how. You know what I'm saying. We can't stop now because it's more important. Then also, one of the things that this proverb helps me with is the fact that when you are working for something bigger than yourself, family, when you are working for something bigger than yourself, you make it you make it easier for you to continue, even when it's going against the grain, even when it don't seem like it's successful. You keep pushing through and you keep pushing through. Now, I ain't saying sometimes you don't need to step back and look at what you're doing and seeing how you can improve your performance. I'm not telling you to be the dead horse. You know what I'm saying? But God damn it, make sure the horse is dead. Many of us are just giving up on a horse that might be laying down. It's not dead. You just got to go and come up with the beating. It ain't going to make it get up. You might need to come up with something. Or you got some cares. You know what I'm saying? You got to re-strategize to make things work. And not just quit. Now, there is a proper time to quit. And eventually one of these proverbs is going to lead us into that. But this one is talking about not giving up because we never realize how close we are. Especially when you're doing something new. How you going to know how close you are to achievement?
Right.
When you do something
one of the
new.
major things that came to my mind with that is that, you know, as I look at the state of our elders right now, Hatem, you know, the elders either A, have to work super duper hard just to stay relevant in the mix, or they don't. They go off into their own rogue thing because it's like, hey, I'm old. I'm gonna do things the way that I know how to, and they become, not just disenchanted but disconnected with the community, especially with us, who need to hear the different ways. Just like today, the nationalist of today is not the nationalist of yesterday.
Right. No,
humanitarian of today is not like the humanitarian of yesterday. I'm nothing like Gandhi, and you're lesser of Bobby Seale. You follow? So right now, if there was because the world is different. The reason why right now we don't need a Martin Luther King Jr. is because Martin Luther King Jr. did what he was supposed to do back in the 60s, right?
Right.
And that was for that. Malcolm X did what he did when he was alive, and that was that. There will never be another him, and there will never be another reason for an individual to do what he's done. There's no other reason for someone to protest the way that Gandhi protested, to pull people together in the fashion that MLK did, because right now it's a matter of being able to get those who are willing to do the work. And like you say, whether it's 5 of us or 5 million, at the end of the day, what we do as a unit, what we do collectively, stands out far beyond what we can do as individuals.
Take this to your mom, have her touch.
So,
I'm listening.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, man, that was, I mean, and that speaks to the change in times. I mean, you're right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, yo, and when you do something and you're the first to do it, oftentimes you're laughed at until it's successful.
And you know what? I'm gonna put myself. This is that humility I was talking about earlier. There's about 5 things. There's about 5 things that come to mind when people ask me, what is different about the Black Phoenix than other movements that I've heard of. And people do ask trivial stuff like that. But number one, when I look at it, I used to look at it like this, like, man, I got this invention design that is so grand and that changed the world. I got to hold on to it, and I got to not tell nobody about it. And I thought that way for a good, 30 seconds, and then I started telling people about it. And then the more people I told about it, And the later it got, the more the people were like, hey, somebody just came out with something like that. Or somebody just, and across town, somebody just came out with something that's similar to, and come to find out, more and more people are thinking that way. But the piece is that at one point, it made me feel like, man, now that everybody's doing it, I might as well not do it no more. You know what I mean? But here's the piece, is that what other people, and the invention was this, and it still is this, and I'll tell you why. The invention is a Life Matters pack, right? It started off as a front-facing backpack, so it fixes our posture. It makes more sense to me for us to hold the weight close to our chest, so that we stand up and we power walk instead of humped over and with our loads on our back. So this right here, without the technology, now let me just go to the technology part, because that part is even irrelevant to the major invention. The major invention is just it's an app that allows us to be more vigilant in each other's lives. It's called the Life Matters app. And basically it responds to your heart rate. So if you program your entire support system into this, as soon as and it's triggered by your heart. So if your heart is beating erratically, your smart device will ask you, are you in trouble? Are you in distress? Yes. What type of distress are you in? And based on your response is what determines who the app accesses at the time. If it's like, oh, I need an inhaler, and it's a kid that's in school, I need my inhaler right now. Of course, his mom is gonna get the yellow signal, the distress signal. You know what I mean? She's gonna know what it's for. All right. So this piece right here, like I said, it brings up a state of not diligence, but vigilance for all of us. There's not one person in America who should not have a Life Matters app, who should not have a Life Matters situation downloaded on their smart device, because anything that causes your heart to act in a way where there's some anxiety, there's some fright, you can pick up on that. If we're experiencing it because we got pulled over by a cop, while we have our hands in position, this is a hands-free piece where it's like, are you in distress? Yes. What type of distress are you in? The police. It knows the difference between saying the police is the distress to call the police. I need the police. You understand? So if the police understand that your call is directed straight to 911, so they're hearing the whole thing being de-escalated or not, right? So this is the piece where I feel like it can revolutionize what's going on in the state of urban America, what's going on in the state of America, period, right? So this is just one of the 5 things that through the Black Phoenix movement, I would like to be able to present to the world. Why don't we have it right now? Because, I just gave everybody in the whole world a synopsis of what this thing is designed to do. Now, the piece is that there's probably somebody listening in right now that knows that they can take that simple idea, type in a little email to one of these developers over in India, and pay them $30 an hour to be able to come up with this. I mean, because I know people over here that develop in that same exact way. They outsource all the grunt work to somebody in India who's going to do that portion of the work for $30. Send back the work, and then we have an app. Do we have the connections yet? Do we have the resources yet? Or have we raised the resources, the young folks who are able to program a simple app like that?
We're working towards it. I mean, Cleveland ain't there yet. We work. I mean, hey, I would advise you not to throw that out there like that, because that's a great idea. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, I'm tired, and I apologize, family. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the tiredness comes, and 1 minute the energy. My body's in total confusion right now. This one is from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. In character, in manner, in style, in all things, the supreme excellence is simplicity. You want to hit on that one first, or you want me to go?
You know, I'll tickle it for a second, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead and deal with it. The first thing that comes to mind. First thing that comes to mind is through our entitlement, we try to justify our process to those who may not even be relevant to our process. And I see this happen a lot of times. We want to enter into community conversations, and impress people, whether it's a matter of the way we deal with rites of passage, the way we deal with whatever it is that we're dealing with. And because someone's process may not be linear to ours, then we lose a whole bunch. We lose a whole bunch in translation. And so I think that one thing that I'm struggling with right now, which is why I'm still to this day, I try to be less long-winded. I try to get straight to the point. And in the back of my mind, I remember some years ago, I was on Kahari's show. And every time I'd open my mouth and get into, I don't even know if I would get into the meat yet, but I remember Kahari would always say, "Get to the meat." Get to the meat. Every time I open my mouth, he asked me a little question, and I jump in and I try to be as fast as I could. But before I could even get there, he said, "Get to the meat." So since then, I've tried to condition myself to make my main point first, so people don't have to use their imagination so much when I talk. I haven't been all the way successful in, but that's the take that I get from it is when it comes to simplicity. I've heard since I've gotten to this realm of writing programs and things like that is keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple.
It's KISS.
I mean, there's no more to say to that. I mean, it's like if you want to communicate with the people, you want to touch the people, keep it simple. I mean, it's a lot of brilliant people out there, but they're so brilliant that they no longer are able to communicate with our people. I was listening to some speakers today, and they was using words, and I'm sitting up here like, I feel you, but damn, I gotta go and look that. That's a $12 word right there. You know what I'm saying? If we want to move from one situation to another, we got to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? We want to over academic. We want to over academic. We want to show that we are something a lot of times by the words that we use. And sometimes even in these institutions, some of us, we get so tangled up in institutions and get so used to having to communicate with people like that we lose the ability to communicate brilliant ideas to our people. So one of the pieces that we have to do is keep that supreme excellence of simplicity. You know what I'm saying? Our people need simple principles. They don't need no long, complicated. You know what I'm saying? They need,
Sometimes
the stuff we actually need to survive is very simple.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes people just need a very strong nonverbal response that speaks volumes instead of hearing the words. And I think that that's one thing that I learned from my elders, because they've learned to minimize their verbiage, if you will, and be more precise with, like I said, a monosyllabic response. Or how many times have you heard an elder say this? I mean, no matter what you're doing, and you hear an elder go,
Simple.
You know exactly what that means. You know exactly what response is solicited. That You know what I mean? It means that you about to do something wrong, and you slow your roll. Hold on. So I think that the more of those monosyllabic responses that we're able to build to communicate the big things, I think the more oh my goodness, now my vocabulary dwindling. Oh man,
You've been
the
up
more
hustling all
precise
day,
we'll
huh?
be as communicators.
That's what happens when you get old, Shaka. Don't worry about it. That's what you get for making fun of me. You know what I'm saying? Now, how you doing, Miss Jackson? Welcome. All right. So
We got a Miss Jackson in the room.
yep. In character, in manner, in style, in all things, the supreme excellence is simplicity. Right, family? Now, we got to understand that, like I said, a lot of the stuff that is necessary for life is very simple. I mean, like I said, if you want to stay well, it's 4 simple things we threw out for you for Gye-Nyame. Right? 4 simple things you could do. 4 simple things. I wasn't looking for nothing complicated. I'm not looking for no long equation. Our freedom, our reparations, our the things that we deserve. It requires simplicity. When we overcomplicate it, we block people out. Complication comes when you start entering systems, and each system develop its own language, its own, in a sense, complications to stop the unworthy from getting in. But when you're talking to the common people, you have to be able to talk to them in a way where it's like you're talking to them and not at them or above them. You know what I'm saying? When you're teaching something, you need to be able to break it down to the simple stuff. In martial arts, you know what I'm saying? It's called the basics. The simple basics. You would be surprised how a front kick can save your life. Not a jumping, spinning wheel kick or a flying butterfly kick. You know what I'm saying?
My personal favorite is the flying dragon.
Right. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? You need a simple, in an actual fight, you need a simple foot from earth to mouth, back to earth. All that other shit is extra. And you run into the right motherfucker, you are doomed. You know what I'm saying? Keep it simple. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Right? So everything we do, we need to be able to explain to a young person what we're doing. And we need to be able to break it down in a way that they can understand it. And it always starts with dealing with simple ideas. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, some things are complicated, but I think some of the shit we make just a little bit too complicated. Like politics is not.
You know what, man?
Politics
I
is not
say,
complicated.
Though. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying politics, us getting involved in politics is not complicated. It's very simple. And I think we get caught up in the complexities while everybody else is keeping it simple. A simple throat punch. My preferred, oh my God, CeeLo. CeeLo said, a simple throat punch, my preferred method. She's not to be fucked with, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying?
A throat punch?
Yeah, not a throat punch. Shuts you down.
Please.
We gonna move to the last one, and this one right here.
Time out.
Go ahead.
Time out. Before we get to that last one, man, there's something on my mind. Thing that I'm doing on the 28th. All right. Now, I definitely, to answer CeeLo's question, or forget if it was, but yes, I am going to go to. That wasn't CeeLo. I am going to go to the next camping trip, but I want to make sure that we have the batch party and the books before that happens, so that I can promote and get some of the artists out there. It's going to be the same type of event that I'm having here in Cleveland on the 28th. But the whole idea is to be able to focus on that symbiotic nature of not just the June, but from an artistic and a collective standpoint. It's an arts event, a cipher, if you will, where we're all sharing a canvas and creating a conversation of oneness. So that's the whole piece. That is the batch party. All right, so I want that to happen. Maybe not the next time I come to Columbus, but towards the end of June, early July. All right, so continue on.
And I was just about to move to the next one. The Capra trip,
Yep.
by the way, is June 13th through the 17th. I sent out information for the family. So those of you that can make it, I hope to see you there. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep building. And this is the last one. The fetus that is afraid of criticism is never born. And what I love about how these proverbs fail is that, and I just put them together. But this last one connects with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The fetus that is afraid of criticism is never born. You know what I'm saying? We have to, in a sense, thicken up our skin, especially when we're doing things that are different than what other people are used to. Let me say that again. We have to thicken up our skin. We can't allow ourselves to be moved by jealousy. We can't allow ourselves to be moved by hate. You know what I'm saying? We can't allow, you know what I'm saying? We can't care about the criticism of others about what we're doing, about who we are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost, for example, for me to want to do a show for black people in particular, right? I speak to black folks. Everybody else, it ain't that you can't listen. I'm just not focused on you. I'm not concerned about you, right? I have to be concerned about mine. But then what people say, well, Brother Tim, you don't want to be universal? You know what I'm saying? But what they're saying is, because I want you to understand this, family. I want you to understand this, right? What they're saying is that normal is outside of what my culture and what my people are, right? Universal is outside what and who my people are. When in fact, when you really break down and you get to the simplicity of what they're saying, it's that you need to be able to talk to white people. That's universal. That's universal. And I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm talking to my folks. Talk to my people. Now, if some white people want to listen, I have no objections. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me while I ignore you as I continue to talk with my people, toast my ancestors with my people, bring up issues that I think that we can deal with, write about. All the shit that I'm writing for is for us. All the stuff that I'm building is for us. Now, if other people can get things out of it, I have no problem with that. None. Right? But don't hit me with this normal or this universal shit when all of the measurements that every last person out there been taught, every last measurement that everybody out there been practicing is basically a measuring stick that's been given to you by others. It don't come from your culture. So the universal piece is brought up to kind of stifle who you are and stifle who we are. So I can't be concerned about the criticism about me having a certain audience. I'm not concerned about that. I can't be concerned about that because that would take my focus away from building up what we're building. Not saying that we can't have coalitions with other people, right? But for me, I have to take care of mine first. We was brought up in America. We was brought to America to serve others. We were taught in America to serve others. We were groomed in America to serve others. We were forced in America to serve others. Now it's time for us to start serving us. You understand? I ain't say me. It's time for us to start serving us as a people. Sometime, and we're going to have this conversation when we sit around the fire. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, those of you that come out, sometimes we have to, in a sense, endure. We have to endure because we understand that we're working for something bigger than ourselves. Your people, I mean, my people is it. That's it. Go ahead, Shot.
Mm-hmm. Say it one more time for me, please, because
Okay, I kind of got off. The fetus that is afraid of criticism is never born.
Yes. All right. So, thing that brought me, the thing I thought about first was the fear. All right, because you're talking about fear here, and you're talking about fear in the first one. The first one, just again, can you say it one more time? You said
Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now, it is the fear that brings both of those pieces together. And the piece, and where I'm at in that whole conversation is on the other side of fear. It's fearlessness. But it's a very thin line between fearlessness and recklessness. So, I'll be thinking sometimes, like, am I wrong for exploiting other people's fear to be able to show them how right I am? Because I know that's what makes people uncomfortable with me. Is because America's made up of bullies. So when you catch a bully with their pants down and you slap them around a little bit and chin check them, and throw their cookie in the toilet,
You ain't even got to.
You get a different reaction when you walk out the bathroom.
You don't even have to catch them using the bathroom. Most
Go
time,
ahead.
you don't even have to catch them using the bathroom because most time bullies are just looking for somebody they could beat and beat easily. And when you stand up for yourself, shit, they don't want to fuck with you. They don't want a real fight. They just want to win. And when you look at them and be like, you're not this, you might beat me, but this ain't going to be no easy win, they're going to start messing with somebody else. And we have been the easy win for everybody. Oh.
Right. And that's where I'm going with it. The piece is that now, I listened to that Regnet for the first time today. And what I realized, Tim, is that this man went on record to talk about the fear of white people. And he was very genuine about it. And I think the way that he put it out there, it was so that it was in a sense where he felt like, if I step on this side with these white people that's afraid, so that's why they gunning up right now, right?
Right.
Then I know I'm not standing for what I'm supposed to be standing for. And B, because I don't feel like these people, it's only a matter of time before they turn their backs on me. Out of fear. So he's speaking on the fear of white folk. And it's bananas, man, because when he starts breaking down all the little details that proves the fear has always been there, for people like us who have only been focused on the fight, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of relieved to hear a white person speak in that way.
Well, I mean, I never really had to hear them. I watch action. I see how they treat us. I see how hell, if you think about all of the latest shootings that's been on the internet, it's all out of fear. The system fear us, and this whole system is built up on trying to keep us in a place of oh my God. Oh, whew, I said the wrong shoulder. Keep us in a certain place, keep us at the bottom, keep us in our place, and trying to be who we are not. Right?
Uh-huh.
And
right.
And that criticism that we receive from our peers and from others usually is enough to keep a majority of us in place. And also I want to say this, a fetus, when they say fetus, a fetus just doesn't have to be that little physical being that's being formed within the woman's womb. That also could be your ideas, You know what I'm saying? Your creations. You know what I'm saying? If you fear criticism, you will never give birth to them. You just hide them, or maybe not even do it, because once again, back to your point, back to that fear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's correlate that with real Gye-Nyame business right now. Like, all right, so I just put out in the universe this wonderful and very useful. Get out of my face with that right now, son. You see me on the phone? Do not. Go. So the real business at hand is we have an idea. Do we have a strategy to put this idea together? I'm talking about that app again, the Life Matters app. Do we have a strategy to put it together? Do we have the resources to put it together? Will we execute accordingly and make that happen? All right. Now, the piece is I've taken that as far as I can independently. I know that this can change the world. And what I'm doing right now is speaking to all of the folks who I need to recruit to be able to make this thing happen so that we can change the world together. Because there's no way possible that I can be successful through this movement all by myself. Yes, I can be a self-made man.
No such thing, my friend. But go ahead.
But in terms of, and I get what you're saying, and it's the same thing that I'm saying here. There's no way that I can make this movement happen all by myself. And the movement is what really pronounces what I'm here in life to do. But do you get the major point is that I cannot make that happen myself. So if it comes down to, getting that app done, we need to be able to delegate that to folks who are specialists in it or outsource to those who can do it. When it comes to the other 4 ideas that I think are just as pivotal, you know what I mean? And just a little bit to put to this conversation, because I truly feel like this is exactly what we're talking about. The other piece that would have changed my life 15, 20 years ago and would change everybody's lives, whoever has children in America, is being able to design a shared parenting enforcement agency, the same way that you have child support enforcement agency, is because deliberately they're going after the man's or the absentee parent pocket. All right? Of course, that's what it is. But when it comes to actually bringing families back together, was the ones who exploit that system, the residential parents that exploit that system and use child support as a means to have leverage over the other parent's head and use visitation as a means of punishing the other parent. The shared parenting enforcement agency would take those rogue estrangements and take whatever rearage that individual has and convert it to parenting time, which brings the families back together, which brings at least the presence in the child's life. And that's the piece that I was saying before. You look at a lot of the stuff that we do and the things that we say we do for our kids, and you put yourself in your kids or your children's shoes, and what of those conflicts that you're dealing with directly concerns them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, as once again, we move back into the context of the proverb, the piece is that we don't necessarily have to be oppositional or construct a shared parenting enforcement agency. We don't have to we don't have to create that to have it accepted into their system. No, as a tribe, it's something that we can demand of our bloodline.
Now,
it's something that, go ahead.
Sister Christine saying you could be found in contempt for withholding visitation as a custodial parent. You file a motion to fine them in contempt, but they, if they don't enforce that, because I have heard many brothers or many parents who want to see their male or female want to see their child, and they file a motion, but if the court does not enforce that, there's no power. They would, like for example, they enforce child support. If I'm filed against with child support, they come at me with real shit. But if you file, especially a man, if you go up there and you file a parent contempt for lack of visitation, it's kind of not taken seriously. And what Shaka's talking about, developing, in a sense, a crew that will go out and advocate for these, not only advocate for these parents, but also be able to have power to withhold child support. You understand what I'm saying?
And convert it to parenting time.
Well,
and see, that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily, because a judge right now can say, all right, no, Mr. Hasbury, you owe $17,000 in child support, but I understand you haven't seen your child in 15 years, and I understand looking at the docket that you got all these motions in to see your child, and nobody has done anything, lifted a finger, and I understand that the courts have treated you in such a manner. So yes, today I can actually convert the $17,000 into mandated parenting time. All right. However, for my situation, that's not going to happen. My daughter will be 20 in August. All right. But the piece of the matter is what I'm saying is that, and to CeeLo, let me just say, because I bet you in your mind you're probably asking, well, why wasn't she found in contempt? Because it was stated to me that, Mr. Hasbury, we appreciate your commitment to community. We appreciate the fact that you have this movement based on commonality. And I'm basically paraphrasing. All right? But what was said to me is, well, let me explain our movement as a court system, because we too have a movement that's based on commonality. And thing that all of us in this courtroom have in common that you don't is that we've all passed the bar. And when you come into this courtroom, pro se, you will offend the nature of what we're here to do, because nobody's making money from that. Therefore, no one is going to make money from putting someone in jail for being in contempt for shared parenting time, because nobody's making money. And this system is developed and designed to make money. There's no money in that. If you want justice, get a lawyer to represent what you've written out so eloquently, and you might have your way. That is what I'm talking about. And that's what I call bullying.
Oh, man, this whole system is based on, everything is based on bullying. But, hey, family, I want to thank everybody that took time to listen in. We are over the hour mark by actually 13 minutes. We had an excellent show. I want to thank Brother Shaka for coming in and sharing. And those are some things that we may need to, and we're going to have to talk about eventually. Because two good ideas, right? You know what I'm saying? We got some other stuff we're working on, but hey, once the tribes start building up, because once we start putting these ideas out here, we're going to get people that have the abilities to implement them. You know what I'm saying? I'm living proof of that. You know what I'm saying? So, family, I want to thank you. I want to remind you that you are now listening to the best. You're rocking with the best. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Come on, anime.
Remix.
And And this is a Heart of a Summer Productions. You just got there listening to Tribal Quotes. We strive to blow up your old paradigms. Family, make sure you like and share. We are out. Peace out, YouTube. Peace out, Facebook. Peace out, Spreaker. You have a great night.